Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am using the wide angle lens so I can show you a little bit more of the interior of my 2018 Mahindra Roxor. So I've had this Roxor since late 2018, and so far I haven't had any real issue with the Roxor. It has always started, performed the way I wanted it to, and even though it's parked outside in the sun and the elements, I would say the body has held up pretty good for all the time that it's been out there, and with the pretty rough weather that we have out here. So this is just to show you guys a little bit of the interior, so you guys have an idea of what to expect in case you get a Roxor. So my Roxor has the hard caps cap on it, and this is one of the best caps you can get for your Roxor. I haven't had experience with really using the other ones, but this is manufactured with very high quality steel, and it's very robust, and mine has the paint and everything has resisted from bumps, scrapes, without any real damage. Also, the glass is quite big, very clear, and I think up front here they have DOT glass actually, if you guys can see. But that's DOT compliant glass. Now for the interior, if you guys have done some research, I think you know by now this is based off of the Mahindra Thar, which was sold in India. They have a newer version, so it had to be modified somewhat to fit the purpose for which it's being sold here in North America, which is an off-road utility vehicle, which is not street legal. And you can see, starting from the way you enter the vehicle, the steps which we have right here, they're positioned quite a ways forward, so it's quite tricky. If this is wet, what might happen is your feet will slide forward, and then this will get straight into your into your ribs. So very tricky when it's wet. However, if there had just been a little bit more extension over here, that would have made a world of a difference. If you just had a slight extension like that. I don't know if somebody else might have come up with something to adapt the OEM side steps, but the other options are quite expensive, and this is relatively inexpensive to purchase. Now, talking about the interior, so the door for the DFK hard caps, it has that strut that holds it open, and that way it doesn't slam on the body in front, and so that limits the range of opening. Let me stand here so you guys can see, but that is still wide enough so you can come, climb, and then you get in. Of course, you have the foot pedals here. Excuse my sloppy wiring. You have the clutch on the left, brake in the middle, and the accelerator on the right. Some people wearing boots find it difficult to use the accelerator. So there's an aftermarket kit from Checo Racing that slides that a little bit further to the right. Here you have the driver's seat. You can slide it forward, backwards. You have the control right here. Oops, there. So if I pull it all the way forward, that's what it looks like. So even a shorter driver can use the vehicle. But as you guys notice, the seat does not tilt, so it's fixed in this position, which is one of the reasons why many people opt for aftermarket seats that have the tilt function. But with the hard caps, it's you have a very limited amount of space behind to take advantage of any tilt function, and I think mine actually is right. It's almost touching this back panel, so you'd have just a couple inches, or you could also slide it forward and then tilt the seat a little bit more. Underneath the seat you have this storage cabinet, and this is the key that you use. It has the Mahindra logo It's counterintuitive. You would think that this would open, would be the ignition, but it's not. It's actually for this cabinet underneath here. It's not waterproof. You can see the holes. So if you get into a mud pit or something, you're gonna get water in there, and that's not good. All right, same thing for the passenger side. You have the storage box underneath. You have the seat with the control to slide forward, backwards, and no tilt function for the seat. In the middle, you have the seat belt, where you plug in the seat belt. And for the driver side, you can see there's an electrical connector somewhere there at the bottom, right there. So the driver side seat belt connector, if you don't have the seat belt plugged in, you will be limited to 5 miles an hour. So you have to make sure that your seat belt is fastened correctly in order to go beyond 5 miles an hour. Here is the seat belt, 3-point seat belt, and the mechanism is right there behind the seat. You can pull on that. What else? You have the gear shift lever here. That is not very tight. Let's see. There. You just screw it on and you can take it off easily. You have 2 cup holders. If your cab is open, you can do like the former red, white, and Roxor did, and drill a hole here to drain out the water in case it rains. And over there you have your transfer case selector, 2-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive high, neutral, 4-wheel drive low. So when you first acquire the Roxor, that is a bit tight, so you have to play with it a little bit, at times even rock the Roxor a little bit for that to shift into the position that you want. And there you have some quick cheat notes about the wheelbase and some dimensions, fuel capacity, all of that is right there. Okay, and here you have the ignition controls. The Roxor would come with this and this, and all of this. I think I added all 3 of these, and that I added those. So these are very difficult to take off, so that's tough. Be careful if you are trying to take those off. And yeah, so that's what the interior looks like for the ignition. You have the accessory position, off, ignition and accessory, and start. Let me jump in here. You cannot start the Roxor if you are not in neutral. I think European vehicles, you can start them. At least back in the day, you could start them just by turning the key. But now you have that neutral safety feature that most stick shift vehicles have. I can see my charging voltage, 14.35, intake air temperature, RPM. The steering is made by Grant. Very comfortable inside. I think up to people that are about 6 feet tall, they should not have any issues using the Roxor. And the big difference I had was once I installed the hard caps kit, it has this sound deadening material. Your interior becomes noticeably quiet once you install the hard caps kit. And it also has this vent feature where you can crack open the windshield. That way you can stay inside. If it's raining and you are watching an event, you can stay inside and you're comfortable. So yeah, that's what I had for you guys, and just to show the interior of the Roxor. I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.